Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're here at my mini greenhouse and we're going to plant garlic. We're coming up on the shortest day of the year here in the southern hemisphere, and that is when I like to grow my garlic. I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I like to plant it on the shortest day and harvest it close to the longest day, if the weather has been kind to me that year. So let's get started. To plant garlic, you are going to need a garlic bulb. So this is one of my garlic bulbs that I've saved from last year. You're going to break the bulb up to get the cloves, and you want the largest cloves to plant. So usually that is the cloves on the outside of your bulb. You want to grab the biggest ones, choose those for planting. Now the way the garlic clove grows is this flat piece is where the roots are going to come from, and the pointy piece is where the shoot's going to come out of. So when we plant the garlic, that's the way up you want to plant your garlic. And I just couldn't remember that for years. I always had to look it up. I don't know why, I just did. So that, hopefully, remember that. Flat side roots, pointy end shoots. I've got my grow bags here. I'm going to grow some garlic in with my pepper, and I'm going to grow some garlic mostly on its own here in this one I've just got set up. So let's go ahead and plant this garlic. So with your garlic, particularly these days where the weather is quite unstable, you don't want to crowd it up too much. So I'm only going to plant 4 garlic plants in this planter. And that could be pushing it, but I always like to push my luck when it comes to planting. You want to make a nice deep hole. It's got to go in, we're planting it about this deep into the grow bag. So we're gonna shove it right down in there and then just smooth over the top. And here is a very essential tip. When you've planted it, it's not gonna come up for ages. You're gonna forget where you put it. So as soon as you pop it in, you wanna put a marker where you put it until the shoot comes up, and then you can move the marker away. So like I said, I'm only putting in 4 plants in here. Now the thing with garlic is it's one of those crops where you don't want to crowd it too much. It doesn't like a lot of competition. So that gives you a little bit of a balancing act as to what you can grow with your garlic. Do you dedicate a place just for your garlic? I don't like to dedicate any garden space just to one specific crop, so I choose friends for my garlic carefully. So here with the pepper, the garlic's going to go in, and the pepper is going to be, we're going to prune it in a moment, but the pepper is going to be sleeping until very, very late springtime. And that's coming up close to garlic harvest time. So when the pepper is dominant, the garlic is nearly finished. And when the garlic needs the most nutrients and space and light, the pepper is just kind of sleeping. So I find pepper's an excellent buddy for growing garlic. Strawberries are also a good choice because they grow nice and low to the soil. Your garlic's going to grow up. Strawberries are going to stay low. Garlic's got the sunlight, it's happy, and it's not getting competed out by the strawberries. But you're going to have to feed it. It's quite hungry, it likes lots of nutrients. If you want a nice big clove, you need to feed that garlic. So let's tidy up this very sad pepper who needs to hibernate for the winter. So it's been frosty, and the pepper has, well, you can see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to prune off quite a bit of it, and it's just going to rest for the winter, and in springtime it's going to grow up again. I like to do that with my peppers because it gives me a good month of extra growth before annual peppers that I've planted that year are ready. And so you can see the pepper's really not going to compete with this garlic until the garlic is nearly finished. That is growing garlic here in my greenhouse. It's a more controlled environment, so I can get away with a little bit more here. We're going to look at growing garlic out in the wild, in the garden, so let's go ahead and look at that now. Here we are in one of my winter growing greens gardens. Now, you might think, why am I going to plant garlic in here? It's covered in plants. Didn't you just tell me that garlic doesn't like competition? It doesn't, but by the time the garlic is up and needing to grow lots, all of these wintergreen crops are going to be gone. So the garlic's going to have free reign of this whole spot to do its garlicky thing. And that is one of my little cheats for growing garlic and growing other crops in the same space, just not necessarily at the same time. So, gotta pick a little more carefully here. I've chosen this garden bed because it has lots of sun in the summertime, which is where your garlic needs the light and the ventilation. Otherwise, it can get fungal diseases. That's becoming a real issue with garlic these days with the changing climate. So that's what I'm saying about don't crowd your garlic too much, and make sure if you're planting things with it, they're low crops so it doesn't get all packed in with stale, moist air. So again, flat end, pointy end. I'm gonna find a little spot in between my plants here, nice and deep. Tuck it to bed, and even more important, out in the garden bed, mark where you plant your garlic. You will lose it. I have lost so many plants and haven't been able to find them until the shoots start coming up. And that is all there is to getting started growing your own garlic. Hopefully that's given you some confidence to have a go today yourself, if it's wintertime where you are, which is garlic planting time. Thanks guys for watching. We really appreciate all the likes, comments, and subscriptions we've been getting. Have a great day.